Hi angels, so the nature talks are rolling out today. Indy, don't eat the crops. So we're just in a crop field and he nearly ate a crop, so I've got to tell him off for that because that's... You're not allowed to do that. Come on, come on. Sorry. So today I've been sat outside because we have sun. Sun! Look at this! Sunshine here in the UK. Yay! You guys from the UK all know what I mean, especially if you live in the north of the UK. I live in the north and we don't always get heat like this. I've just got a vest top on and my my gym pants, so that's really cool. I've been sat outside enjoying some of the heat today and I've come up with Indy now. So why am I doing this video? Well, come on. Okay, sorry for that. I'm doing this video because I heard someone kind of ask me about what's the difference between motivation and inspiration. We hear about motivational speakers. Some people say that, you know, when I do these talks I motivate them. That's great, that's so good to hear. But inspiration is where it's at, not motivation. Motivation's more of a concept, whereas inspiration's more of a tangible thing. The thing with motivation, and we've all been there, so please don't feel like, if you're feeling unmotivated, don't feel like you're alone in this. Motivation comes from action, from effort. So, for example, say you are running a business, or it doesn't even have to be business, it just could be any area of your life, and you're feeling unmotivated. The chances are it's not motivation that you're lacking, it's inspiration. And if you just put in action steps, if you just put in effort, and I don't mean that in terms of, oh well, you've not been putting effort in so you're not motivated. I don't mean it that way, but if you just start putting the steps in, the motivation comes afterwards. So for example, I try and think of an example. So there was one month I didn't know what to write for a newsletter, and a lot of people, if they feel like that, what they'll do is they'll wait and they'll wait and they'll wait and they'll think, oh, I'm just lacking motivation. No, it's not that. It's that you're lacking inspiration, but the inspiration comes from the action. So if you just sit down with a pen and paper, like I did in that instance, you'll have a newsletter written, and then there'll be people saying, oh, thank you for your newsletter, it was really interesting, I really enjoyed it, and you'll feel great. So if you're feeling unmotivated, before you start berating yourself, thinking that there's something wrong with you, thinking that you're not good enough, just put some action steps in, because you'll find when you start to tick off some of your goals for that day, when you start to really get clear on what it is that you want to do, the motivation will just come naturally. It'll just be come on, it'll just be something that flows naturally. Just opening this gate, sorry. So yeah, rather than worrying about, oh, I can't motivate myself, just think, okay, what action steps could I do that'll make me feel like I'm closer to my goal, and I can just put them in place, I can just do them, and then I'm going to feel more motivated overall. So it's kind of like this push and pull. Some of you are familiar with tarot, some of you aren't, but I just want to mention tarot because this is a great example. In tarot there is a major arcana card. Major arcana cards are some of the most important cards in tarot, and the card is called the Star. Now a lot of people, when they pull the Star, they just think, oh, that's a happy, nice card, but the Star is sorry, my arm's sore. I'll switch arms. The Star is actually a really important card that deals a lot with motivation. On the image, what you will find is you'll find a picture of a big star in the middle. There are 4 stars on one side, and there are 3 stars on the other. This is a symbolic representation. So what this is kind of a circuit, so it's kind of an example of if you put 4 amounts of effort in to your project, you get 3 times the results. That is what the star card is basically saying. I'm just going to let Indy off his lead. Go on, go for a little run. Come on. So the star card in tarot can teach us a lot. It teaches us that yes, we put the effort into our project, we get good results out of it, but the motivation comes from putting that effort in the first place. It doesn't come from sitting around waiting for it to happen. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people sit around and wait for the motivation to strike before they put the effort in, but that's back to front again. Like with the life purpose, when you're waiting for something exciting to happen before you've discovered your life purpose. Do the steps first, the motivation will follow. I promise you it will. Especially when you're a sensitive, intuitive person. You know, a lot of the time you're kind of waiting for that moment, you're trying to feel your way through it, but just take the steps in the first place. If it's about a business and you don't know where to start, write a blog, write some posts on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. That's classed as effort. You're putting effort out there and it will come back, You just have to persevere. It might take a little bit of time. As with divine timing, sometimes things happen quite quickly, but not always. These things don't always happen overnight, so I don't want you to feel like you're failing if you're feeling unmotivated. I just want to tell you that just take some action steps and see if inspiration comes from that, and that's going to be the thing that helps you feel motivated. So I hope that you've enjoyed this little quick talk. I know I've kind of gone all over the place with it. It was an impromptu inspired conversation, but I am out with Indy. I keep turning the camera, I don't know if you can see him. He's really enjoying this sunny weather, as am I. I'm so thrilled, I'm so happy that the sun's out. Like I say, in the UK, in the north side of the UK, we don't always get weather like this, so I'm in my element and I'm sending through some of these vibes to you, and I hope that you can feel this life force energy coming through. So I'll speak to you soon with another nature chats video, another casual nature chats video, and I love you lots of love, Alyssa.